Hello everyone, hello YouTube, hello fellow subscribers and new members joining this channel, which I will definitely not mind if you press that subscribe and like buttons. This is King Vector 11 here with a tutorial video on how to complete the DOWN CHILIAD time trial easier than ever anticipated. Now, I'm not saying this time trial is easy to beat. It really isn't. In fact, I personally say this is probably the hardest time trial in existence of GTA Online. I always accused it and harassed it of being that time trial in which one of the employees had a massive hangover the night before, came up with the idea to make a stupid trial within a minute and put it on Chiliad and said, "Oh yeah, people can do it. Yeah, let's do it." Anyways, so here's a tutorial on how I personally will give you steps how to complete this time trial easier. Okay, just a few tips. I can't give entirely full 100% tips because everyone has their own driving style, everyone has their own bikes, everyone has their own, feel of the game and so on. But I will give enough hints at least to let you know what to do during situations that you need to go through. Now, before I get to that though, I'm just going to show you the entire attempt that I have taken. Let me just minimize that play button because I snipped it directly out of my graphics card through the graphics overlay. I will just show you the entire attempt that I've done from second one to second last, and then give my reaction at the end to a friend who is having a hard time doing this as well. But without further ado, let's just watch this entire attempt now. He's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. So, as I've mentioned before, if I haven't mentioned it again, if I haven't not mentioned before, I'll mention it again. I have snipped this proper clip out using my graphics overlay. So you will see this bar of videotape where everything else beforehand is completely relentless. It's just useless, information. It's just doing a contract with someone. Anyways, so GTA 5, so on. Okay, now this is a few tips that I will give you how to do DOWN CHILIAD. First of all, notice my position over the trial marker. I am facing towards the northern side because this is the northern side and the southern side is behind me. I'm facing the northern side despite setting a GPS that would lead you to the southern side. If you're facing this direction, you can kiss your time trial goodbye. That is not the best way to start the trial. Even before starting it, you want to face towards this edge of the mountain, and you want to be at the farthest point possible that you could on this marker, so when you hit E and W at the same time, you will start the trial as well as take off, which may actually have a glitch in the system where if you press both buttons at the same time, there's a chance that the time trial will delay the start, in which you can take as long as you want or something. I don't know, it's been a while since I've done that, so like as soon as I let go of the W button, then it's just gonna start the time trial, which anyways, so here is some tips on how to do it. So here it is. You start at the edge, okay? The beginning part, the first part that you have, will determine your time trial. This is, I can probably stress as much as I want, the hardest part. It may sound stupid that I'm saying that it's the hardest part of the time trial, but at the same time, it's very simple how to do it. Because it's like counteracting what I'm saying. It's like something good with something bad. But with this time trial, it's ridiculously messed up. But anyways, this beginning part is the hardest part. First of all, when you start the trial, you want to gain as much speed as possible going downhill, staying on this path. If you get to this point and you start flinging off the edge of the mountain, either going off the left side or going off the right side you may have a better chance to catch yourself back onto on the ramp, on this path again. But if you fall off the left side, just press and hold F. Your time trial is done for. There's no way you can get back up this steep ass hill. There's no way you can get up this, go back to the path again within this limited time. There's no way. Okay? Now you want to stay on this path for as long as is possible. You want to go up this hill, which is possible. That's good. Now at this point in time, when you just arrive over the hill, notice my radar and my position. Get off. Notice my radar and position. You know, there's like this little small 3 that exists. I can't really properly show it with mouse, but you know, there's like this little small, very compressed 3 looking shape that I'm just at the bottom of the 3 before the path splits. When you get to about this point, you will see there's going to be a small hill with 2 trees to your left. You want to take this hill. If you take this path, pray that you're going slow, which you will anyways fail the trial, or pray that you're not going to fling off towards the center of this mountain, which you don't want because it's going way lower than both paths altogether. And if you don't want to go on the right path either. Once you do that, kiss your time trial goodbye, press and hold F to restart the trial back from main point. Hoping you don't fall off your bike, because once you fall off and it flings somewhere down the mountain, you're screwed. You have to spend another half an hour getting this vehicle back. It's not like Rockstar can come up with a solution to say if you fall off your vehicle, assuming your vehicle is still in the game, you can still kind of press and hold F to respawn you with your vehicle at the point. Unfortunately, Rockstar has not yet come up with that. Now, back to this point. This is the hardest part of the trial. This is probably the most hardest part of the entire trial. If you don't hit this mountain, if you don't hit this cliff, kiss your time trial goodbye. You want to go down this cliff, down this path. Notice the little cut that I'm taking off the path to the left, knowing that I am still gaining speed and still gaining air while I'm going down, because the mountain is way lower than ever anticipated. There's one trick that I've heard from a speedrunner that does not apply, unfortunately, for mountain slopes. If you're on a bike, the trick goes like this. If you're on a bike and you're flying in midair, as long as you land first on the rear tire, you will still have a better chance to stay on your bike and continue driving. For mountains, however, because Rockstar programming is like that, they don't even know their own game anymore at this point, I bet. The bike, no matter how steady or how gentle you land your rear tire, you have the smallest chance, if not, it is not possible to land successfully on your rear tire without your guy flinging across the mountain like 50 miles down. It's ridiculous stupid. So here's a trick that I'm going to teach you. When you take this hill and you jump off of it, notice how I'm leaning my bike more to the right. Like the back wheel is more to the left, the front is to the right. Now, this I will call a bit of gliding against the mountain, where you are at least smoothing your way down the mountain with the entire bike itself without having like the biggest impact of any like random curves or whatnot. Now, here's a small trick, okay, that I'm gonna tell you. If you're going down this hill and the slope is going like more down to the left side, going like downhill towards the left, you want to point it to the right, so at least you can glide down there, have a gentle ease at it, and you want to hit this point at least. That would be like one of the best points you can hit on this mountain. If you go any more to the right, especially to the left, and you're gonna hit a tree or go down this hill, press and hold F and hope for the best that you still stay on your vehicle by the time you restart and teleport back to the time trial marker. Notice how I said teleport is not modding teleport. It just resets you back to the main point. You can press and hold F to restart the time trial. Just letting you know. I hope you guys know that. Otherwise I will feel like a god of GTA Online if anyways, you want to glide your way down this mountain like that. Notice how I just smoothly grazed myself like butter against the edge and then finally went back towards speed where the direction that my bike is going towards. That is how you want to do it. What I basically mean is how, look how I'm jumping towards the right, and then finally when I land on the mountain, I didn't even turn left yet. I didn't even turn at all yet. But notice how my bike was going this direction. So automatically, with me staying on this bike, because it's a two-wheel vehicle, it will just graze my way down and then catch its balance back up. That's what I like about bikes in this game. It will always do that, no matter what stupid programming exists. It's like the bike always has to face straight, no matter what. Unless you're in midair, then you have to kind of shift, but still, it's just stupid how Rockstar programmed it. Anyways, when you hit this point, you kind of want to get back on this path, especially if you hit this hill. That's going to be almost on the path somewhere around here. When you hit that, that would be perfect, because at least you will dodge most obstacles that are in the way, or you can go through the path entirely. You want to make sure you don't hit any rocks or whatnot, because that can also screw your trial, especially this rock right here. You want to be careful of this rock. Okay? Just be careful of this rock. Hit this hill if you want to. Go ahead. Totally fine. And go down there. Now you've passed the hardest part of the trial. Now, from here on out, it's just going between these rocks, which be careful of, and trees, because Rockstar really loves putting all of that on Mount Chiliad. And then you just want to go down this hill. Now when you get to this big standout mountain, you don't want to hit the right side, because notice how if you go to the right side, you're going to fall off the mountain, you're going to fall off the edge, you're going to lose orientation of the path, you're going to fall off, you're going to just quit the trial. That's it. You want to stay on this left side, because this mountain isn't too steep of an incline or decline that you have. You want to stay here as much as possible, dodging these rocks, of course, be careful of that, and you want to stay just against this edge where it's so gently steep. It's so beautiful. It's like butter. You just go through it. It's just Anyways, now you go to this point where you can kind of hit this hill that I've done. You can kind of graze your way against the right side, but not on the path itself. Because notice how especially this path especially cuts all the way to the left, like at a very sharp angle. It's like going off a hill at 90 miles per hour. You can't turn left on that. Just tell your time trial goodbye. Just kiss it goodbye and just restart it. You want to stay at least in between these two paths as possible. Okay? Now, if you don't really exactly know where that is, it's like just right here. It's the first one that just cuts to the left, like immediately. You want to stay in between that at the very least. You kind of want to jump it. Make sure if you're not going too fast, kind of graze your bike a bit to the left. I would say like the front to the left, so at least you can kind of graze your way against the slope going down to the right. That would be good. For me, I still had my speed. So now you're going towards down speed, holding the throttle as much as possible. Here was kind of tricky. This is the point where Rockstar either gives you the finger or you get lucky. Just hold your bike back with, number 5 on the number pads. You go through, take your way down towards this mountain, because now from here on out, all you gotta do is just race your way down to the finish. And finally, when you get to the finish, great, you've done it. Now here are some tips to starting this time trial. First of all, vehicle choice. You don't want a 4-wheeler. Otherwise you can forget ever passing this time trial, even within a minute. Like, it would be like godlike precision driving, but that's only with mod menus, and I don't do modding. That's not me. I do it legitimately, so this is my legitimate ways possible. You want to get yourself a 2-wheeler, a bike. You can get yourself a Sanchez, I guess, border minimum. Just be careful how you ride it. If you want to use a Kuja drag, that would be recommended because it has a lot of rear acceleration, which is good, especially that this bike has traction control on it as well, which is also very good to have in a time trial like this. What you want to aim for is a bike that gives you the most acceleration possible, with that on top of it having all the traction control behind it. Otherwise, like you would see during, let's say, that point when I was going down the hill that swung my bike back straight when I finally went down the mountain, when I finally hit that mountain, of course. If you don't have that traction control, your bike is going to fling off toward the left or right, wherever you're aiming towards, and it's not going to be a beautiful scene. Not at all. Alright? Now, you want to have at least a Hakucho drag, maybe a Shitaro as well, some could use, because it's almost about the same, just a tad slower than the Hakucho drag, though. Just a tad. So, you want a bike like that, at least a two-wheeler, because four-wheelers, like I said, all the traction control will be towards both fronts or backs. Especially if it's a front-wheel drive, they're not as fast as the rear wheels in this game. It's very unfortunate. You want a bike, okay? Just straight up. A bike, Hakucho drag recommended. You could even do it with a body 801. You can use it to lean back and give yourself a wheelie, which will give you more speed. However, it doesn't have the best control out there. It's a good speed bike. It's a good sport bike, but it's not the ultimate bike. There's better options. It's like, if you know how to ride a body, great. But yeah, it's like border minimum. It's like borderline, okay? I've used it a lot. It has some acceleration. It's not the best. It has decent traction control. It has decent steering and handling. It's border minimum for this time trial, I would say. So if you ever want to use a bike, Hakucho drag, Manches, I would maybe recommend, but at the same time, the bike itself is very slow, unfortunately. It's not like other games where it's like the off-road champion bike. No, in this game they made it like a pew-pew. It's very sad. So if you want to use a bike, I would recommend Hakucho drag for sure. It has the acceleration traction control, and that is just for the vehicles itself. I know it took a long time to explain that, but you want at least a bike. Forget a vehicle, and you want a bike that has that acceleration traction control mix, which is very, very, very important for this time trial. Now, are there any other points that I should mention? Honestly not, but let's just look at it again. So I take my time, as not too much time, but going down this path, staying on the center as possible. Going up this hill, cutting right to left immediately as soon as possible, cutting left as soon as possible, down up that small little ramp, I would call, but it's just a very small hill. You jump off, glide your bike against the edge, graze it, beautiful. You want to hit this jump, great, go back on the path, beautiful. You want to dodge all these rocks as possible. Stay to your left to get the little speedy incline and decline, pretty good, very smooth, lovely. Stay in between here to stay at least towards the path as possible, beautiful. Stay on these edges. This edge kind of was too painful to like ever want to think about because Rockstar logic, but I was lucky enough to stay on it. Stay down this path, go through, hit the checkpoint, full speed if you want to, jump off the mountain if you want, and yeah, there you go. If there are any other tips that you may want to know about, excuse me for my voice breaking all of a sudden. If there's any other tips that you want to know about or something, do let me know about this time trial. Comment down below what other vehicle you recommend. If you're going to tell me Zentorno, good luck. Anyways, so yeah. This is a tutorial basically with a very detailed explanation on how to complete Down Chiliad. I'm going to upload this as soon as possible right now, so that people still have a chance to complete this before the next week content comes out in 4 days from now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I taught you guys something. I really hope you do look at it and watch and stuff. And for the new viewers joining, if you really want to enjoy some short clips and content and funny moments that I will upload, as well as stream recordings, which I hopefully will return to as soon as I could when I make space on my hard drive, guys, do leave a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I hope you guys manage to finish this trial. But I just want to let you know again one thing. This trial is the hardest trial out there. So if you can't do it, don't worry. I have a hard time doing it. The first time I did it back in October, it was stupid hard. When I see this trial, my heart sinks and says, ah, shit, here we go again. But if you complete this trial, I'm telling you this right now. If you complete this trial, you can do anything with a bike. If you use any other bike, great, fine, I don't judge. I still have recommendations towards the Kutu Drag, which is over $1 million. I forgot how much it costs. Now I think 1.3 mil, probably. Anyways, I recommend the Kutu Drag. Even the the Shinobi, I had questions with, because it wasn't the best traction control that it had for off-road, which is kind of sad, but oh well. Still, if you guys have any questions or something, do ask me in the comments below. But I hope, again, saying this again, I hope this helped you guys. Alright, see you guys in another video. Good luck doing this trial, and may peace be with you, and good luck. Alright, see you guys in another video. Peace out. This is King Factor 11.